Alright guys, Tactical here, back again with another video. Today, Rostermania Rumours episode 2 for September the 5th. First of all, I just want to say thanks for the love on the last video, 30,000 views, 800 subs, crazy stuff. If you're one of those subscribers, hopefully you stick around. If you haven't yet subscribed, then hopefully I can earn your like and subscription throughout the next few minutes. So, firstly, I just want to say that you should probably check out the first video, get an idea of where I'm getting these rumours from, and also how things have changed in the last few days, although I'll try and do my best to have that all in this video as well. That'll be linked on screen and down in the description, and let's crack on with it. So, firstly, the big story, the big rumour of the last few days has been the rich guy. Now, we don't really know who he is, but CoDBurner's been talking a lot about him. Only a few pros apparently know the identity of this guy, but apparently it's a guy with a lot of cash, and we don't really know what organisation he's working for, but as we go through the video, we'll try and figure that out. Let's start with Rise Nation. So, this is why I have this tweet up on screen. Slasher, the face of Rise Nation. Anthony Wheeler says, a great face of the organisation, hold on to that man. Pat says, locked up. And they're basically joking to some extent about how Rise have got Slasher's contract on lock. Now, TJ has already gone to Optic Gaming. We'll talk about that in a second. Looney's going to stay on Rise, it seems. Slasher and Gunless are targets of various organisations. Now, Gunless is likely, well, at least according to this tweet, it seems like Gunless has probably been released and Slasher's the one being held onto, but we can't really confirm that. Gunless wants to go to Luminosity with Formal. Formal's definitely going to stay on Luminosity due to his crazy buyout. So Formal and Gunless are probably going to be on Luminosity. Then you have Slasher. Will he be bought out? Well, the CoDBurner reckons that if the rich guy pulls out, then no organisation is really going to have the money to get Gunless and Slasher off of Rise, because Rise really want to keep hold of both of these players. If they get rid of one, they're going to ramp up the buyout on the other player, because I don't think they have specific buyouts in their contract from what we are aware of right now. The last time I mentioned John, Gunless, Karma and Formal being a team, not so sure that's going to happen now. Karma doesn't seem to be that willing to play with Formal unless there's big money involved, and talking of big money, I'm not sure if LG is going to have much of it thanks to the rich guy. So let's have a look at this post on CoDBurner's new subreddit, r/CoDBurnerIntel. He says about John, so I just got confirmation that he has a huge offer supposed to be bigger than Zimmer's, $500,000 for 2 years, which is over 20k a month. So LG doesn't want to let him go, obviously they want to build around him and Formal, but does LG have the cash to match this offer from the rich guy? I'm not sure that's even going to be possible. So the rich guy reckons he wants John, he also wants Slasher. Now this may be why Slasher potentially turned down the offer from 100 Thieves and they picked up Octane instead, because he thought he had this offer on the table. Same could be true with Karma, because Karma was meant to go to 100 Thieves and still has an offer on the table from 100 Thieves and is still relatively likely to go to 100 Thieves, it seems, probably his most likely option. But he may have withheld for a second just to see if this opportunity is legit, because John Slasher Karma to start off a team seems very scary indeed. So who the hell is the rich guy? And also, who would their fourth be? John Slasher Karma could be a team. If he has a lot of money, who are they going to have as a fourth? They need an SMG player, maybe a classic, but there's so many people locked up right now. Obviously they would want Kenny, but he's locked up at 100 Thieves, so where's the option there? So let's talk about who this guy could be. Now, the big clue is that CoDBurner reckons 90% likelier this is the same rich guy that was trying to target the Optic dynasty back in April. Apparently back in April, the Formal and Karma Optic lineup, he wanted to get them on his organisation, whatever it could possibly be, at the time, and then he realised that the chemistry was falling apart and then he pulled out. So apparently he's back in the game, and that implies a lot because it kind of shows that it's probably not one of the Pro League teams. This is only my own speculation, but a lot of people were saying maybe this is Splyce, they got big money, they got back in from the NFL. But was Splyce really wanting to pick up a dominant Optic Gaming roster at the time? No, they just come second at Birmingham. So I don't think that's likely. I reckon it's someone from outside of Call of Duty right now. Not sure what organisation it could be. I'm sure people will speculate a lot. Put what team you think it is down in the comments. Apparently he looks kind of Middle Eastern, which would suggest oil money. It would suggest maybe even like a soccer team or a football team for those back at home. Also, one key tweet is that the CoDBurner says that Splyce, Red Reserve eUnited, they offer $5,000 to $6,000 a month, which isn't going to be on the same level as John's 20k a month contract he's apparently got. So I don't think Splyce is the team you're looking for, although Splyce is apparently seeking an NA roster. So JCap will have to spend big to keep John, and then we'll have the money left over to buy Gunless out of his contract. And if things go 5v5, it gets even crazier. Things get so expensive. Apparently they're trying to ship off Cap and Slacked at the time being. But if it goes 5v5, who knows? They'll have to keep on to them. If things go 5v5, I don't think they'll be able to compete with Rich Guy's cash if he continues to go through with things. So this is what CoDBurner says about Karma. 40% likelihood of 100 Thieves, 30% likelihood of Rich Guy, and 30% of Optic Gaming as their 5th. So if it goes 5v5, Karma could go to Optic. Doesn't really want to play with them, but a possibility of playing for them if good money's on the line, of course. And he still is contracted. It would kind of be easier logistically. So Rich Guy brings up so many questions. Maybe Rise get Temp after all the dust settles. That's also been a rumour. Looney and Temp trying to build around that, but it's hard enough to fill up all these rosters at 4v4, let alone 5v5. I honestly cannot see what will happen to LG if John and Slasher go there. It'll be Formal and Gunless looking for 2. Things could get crazy. This is the big story right now. This is what we really have to watch out for, because this could be another championship contending organisation straight into Call of Duty right off the bat. And there's so many questions about who he could possibly be. So to follow up what I said, CoDBurner reckons 100T would sign John or Karma right now if they could, and Cap isn't actually on the menu until the 5v5 announcement potentially comes in. John only wants to join if he gets them with Cap, so these rosters, the LG, the Rich Guy, and 100T are all going at it for these high-end players, and who knows what will happen. CoDBurner, obviously none of this is confirmed. Might not be correct, but that's what he thinks as of now. And this is another point from him. Either Gunless to LG and Slash stuck in Rise, or Gunless stuck and Slash to Rich Guy. CoDBurner's saying that it's unlikely that organisations will have enough money combined to get both of these away from the Rise Nation squad, especially if the Rich Guy pulls out of the deal. So let's see what's pretty much stayed the same since last time. FaZe Clan are still apparently sticking to their team. Which would make sense. Optic also are still, the CoDBurner reckons it's 100% likely that Optic CoD is going to be Scump, Crim, Dashy, and TJ Halley. That seems the most likely circumstance for now. I talked about that more in the last episode, and I'll make a much bigger video if that does in fact get announced. If it goes 5v5, they want Karma. Methods is almost certainly off the team as it stands right now, and it's meant to be announced in the next Vision, but there's not going to be one this week, I'm aware, so maybe next week's Vision, that team will be announced, who knows. Now, eUnited are still meant to be dropping their twins, so Arstees and Pristini off the team, meant to be building around Clay and Felony as things go forward. I wouldn't be surprised if they targeted a really young guy, maybe like a Cillium or something like that. People talk about Simp, but he's only 18 in February, so he couldn't come initially. So Cillium might be an initial target, or some amateur like an Abizi, or maybe someone like that. So the twins are rumoured to go to Envy. Huke is definitely stuck in Envy with the buyout situation, so they need an assault rifle. Apparently Alec, that's Arstees, wants to be the main AR. So you're going to have Alec the main AR. Pristini can probably do any role. He used to use an AR back in Infinite Warfare, but he's been a sub this year. Huke will obviously be a sub. Who else are they going to have? Currently they're looking at Chino, I think, to stay in the team. Cat has also been rumoured, but there's no confirmation. If the Rich Guy and things like that don't work out, then maybe Cap goes back to Envy alongside Huke, Alec, and Pristini. Lightning Pandas also heard some things from the burner. Goonjar and Theory are apparently off the squad, leaving Royalty and Zodic the only 2 left. They're interested in one of the Echo Fox guys, maybe someone like Aqua to join the team as their assault rifle, as Royalty and Zodic have been SMG players this year. CoDBurner reckons that Goonjar and Theory are going to the desk, as he says right here. TK possibly is going to be some leftovers of the Ghost team, GodRx and Panda, because Ghost are actually a bigger organisation than their reputation stands for. They have a lot of money sloshing about. They want to upgrade from GodRx and Panda. Supposedly they're going to get some members of the old Team Caliber crew. Accuracy and Enable might be joining alongside Parasite and Lacefield. Very interesting team composition, because Accuracy, main assault rifle, Haggy, main assault rifle. Enable has traditionally been better with an AR, but he was good with a sub this year. Lacefield obviously a very aggressive sub. As a final thing before we go on to the international situation, Blaz did announce he's a free agent. Supposedly him and Decimate from Envy are looking for 2, or as a team of 2 looking for a new team. So let's go on to the more international situation, moving away from North America for just a second. Market announces he has a new team. Who could these guys possibly be? Because he needs an organisation, it's not Red Reserve, it's not Splyce, it's not Epsilon, it's not Vitality. So who could it be? I'm guessing it's leftovers of maybe the Team Sween lineup. Maybe that's changed around. Maybe the old Epsilon as well, because everyone on Epsilon got dropped apart from Dave. But would Madcat really want a team with Vortex, Hawkeye, Reedy? I'm not so sure. Sunny B also announced he was a free agent, but surely that's a step down for someone as prestigious as Madcat. So very much up in the air what his roster could be. Now, Wuskin said a couple of days ago, Rostermania was going smooth for my team until now. Some interesting decisions have been made, and Shawnee's made some very cryptic tweets. Some people will always find a way to worm themselves back in, and this one, couple snakes in the grass. Now, CoDBurner reckons here that on Splyce, I heard they're trying for Alex, but he wants to go to NA teams, which implies to me that Alex probably wants to leave the eUnited lineup. That might be the snake in the grass that Shawnee's talking about, tends to maybe happen more with younger players. Supposedly, Bance might be going to eUnited to replace Alex on the team, but we'll have to see. Now, the interesting point is the potential of the Australians coming over. Shockz and Denz have a lot of stock, and I know the Red Reserve guys really get on well with Shockz. If it goes 5v5, I personally would predict Shockz to go to Red Reserve. Now, CoDBurner said the other day that Shockz and Denz would prefer to go to EU as a region rather than North America, which makes me think, what team could they be going to? Maybe Splyce even go down this route. Theoretically, Splyce were going for a North American team. How many people are really left in North America, especially with Rich Guy poaching all the top players? So maybe Splyce go down the route of, okay, we'll get Shockz and Denz from the Mindfreak lineup, we'll pair him with Jerd, and maybe we'll get Alex or something like that, and we'll get some veterans mixed with some young bloods. Epsilon's going to have to find a lineup as well. Don't know who they're going to be. They've only got Dave right now. If things go franchising way, then I'm not sure they have the money to compete regardless, especially if it's 5v5. Don't know who they're going to approach. Dave's stock probably is still quite high, so maybe he could jump ship to another team, but doesn't seem likely as of now. Also, Vitality, Tommy's team, is supposedly still sticking into the upcoming season. That's Tommy, Chain, Maple, and Denzer, I believe. Maybe some of those guys jump. Tommy could get a great offer and move, I'm sure of it, even though he was saying in some interviews that he likes the Vitality lineup and wants to stay there for the time being. So, we'll have to see how things go. As a final thing before I leave you for the night, Sloss has a team, baby. Crisis Gaming, he's back with Twiz, TCM, and Supreme Agility. Supposedly Diabolic from Enigma 6 was meant to be on this team, but he bailed at last minute, no surprises there. Will this team still be the same at the start of the season? I'm far from convinced. That's why we call it Rostermania. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I'll have another one in a couple of days with any luck, and we'll see how things go from there. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always, and I'll see you next time.